Welcome back to Montana this morning, everyone. The time is 6:45. A beautiful sky on this Friday morning. The weekend is here to greet us. Well, let's go ahead and get into news. We begin with a look at today's top national headlines. President Trump arrived in Argentina for the Group of 20 Nations gathering. U.S. trade tensions with China are among the diplomatic issues the president will be discussing during his visit. President Trump canceled a planned meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin after Russia seized Ukrainian naval vessels on Sunday. President Trump's former personal lawyer, Michael Cohen, has revealed he lied to Congress over his role in negotiating a real estate deal in Moscow during the 2016 campaign. As part of a plea deal with special counsel Robert Mueller, Cohen admitted that he shared information from those real estate talks directly with President Trump. And flash floods hit parts of Northern California already devastated by this month's wildfires. Rescue teams set out in lifeboats to save people stuck in vehicles and homes. And in Southern California, steady rains renewed fear of mudslides. In Los Angeles, rescuers used a helicopter to save a man clinging to a tree in the middle of the LA River. In court news, a Billings woman will spend the next 5 years in federal prison after pleading guilty to distributing meth in the Billings area. 40-year-old Nicole Waldom was also sentenced to 5 years of supervised release once she completes her prison sentence. Drug task force officers began investigating Waldom in the fall of 2017 and made a series of buys from her using a confidential informant. They say she admitted that she and a co-defendant brought 2 to 4 ounces of meth from California to Montana. A Northern Cheyenne man is behind bars in North Dakota after he allegedly killed his girlfriend and tried to pass it off as suicide. Federal agents took 35-year-old Randy Littlebird into custody on Wednesday. He is now being held in a Bismarck jail. Court records state Littlebird's girlfriend was found dead at their home in Bernie last February. BIA officers found the victim unresponsive and a rope several feet from her body. Littlebird told police the victim tried to hang herself. However, a witness who lived in the home told police a different story. He said he recalled the couple fighting earlier in the night and at one point heard the victim call out in pain and then silence. An autopsy revealed the victim died from strangulation and blunt force trauma. Littlebird has since admitted to police that he put the rope around the victim's neck and pulled it as he stood behind and above her. The name of the pedestrian killed on Central Avenue last weekend has been released. 37-year-old Sean Whitewolf was struck by a vehicle while crossing Central Avenue at 24th Street West around 8 p.m. last Saturday. Police said Whitewolf was wearing dark clothing and was not in a designated crosswalk when he was hit. After a deadly Thanksgiving week on Montana roads, Highway Patrol is now urging drivers to take extra care this winter. From Monday, November 19th to the 26th, 12 people lost their lives on Montana highways, making it the second deadliest 7-day period this year. While those numbers are 5 times higher than previous years, authorities believe winter road conditions played a significant factor. The Highway Patrol urges drivers to make sure your vehicles are prepared, check road conditions, and always wear a seatbelt. This year so far, there have been 149 fatal crashes in Montana, resulting in 161 deaths. As the winter cold starts to set in, the Billings homeless population faces a harsh reality. The Community Crisis Center is working on a plan to help ensure that as few people as possible are left out in the cold. The Crisis Center is looking for community partners to offer space on cold nights when its building hits capacity. The center has only 16 beds and a maximum occupancy of 45 people and already reached capacity 6 nights in October. The plan is for the Crisis Center to operate the hub as the hub, screen everyone who comes through its doors, and then send only the lowest risk cases to additional warming centers in the community. Despite the size of the problem and the limited resources at hand, Crisis Center Director Marcy Neary believes it's a plan that can work without a huge investment in new infrastructure.
The warming center model that we're looking at currently is a really simple grassroots program, and I think that would work really well in our community. You know, we do want our folks to be taken care of, but I think that we can come up with solutions without having to build a full-on shelter, as long as we're working together, providing the services, providing the case management is key for folks to get back on their feet and to be able to come together as a community.
Marcy tells us the Crisis Center already has one partner willing to serve as a warming center, but a few more organizations are needed. In campaign news, after ballots for Yellowstone County District Court judge came down to a 119 vote difference, one of the candidates says she will file for a recount. Julie Pierce says she plans to file a petition with the Secretary of State's office today. In the final tally, Ashley Harada beat Pierce 30,249 votes to 30,130. The 0.196% difference falls within the 0.25% required for a recount, and the candidate not having to pay for it. Pierce has to file within 5 days of the state canvassing, which happened on Wednesday. Meanwhile, a pair of recounts will be held in 2 Montana legislative races, one here in Billings and the other one in Great Falls. The recounts will be in House District 51, which is South Central Billings, and House District 22, which includes parts of South Central Great Falls. Republicans have been declared the winners in both districts. In District 51, Frank Fleming won by 17 votes over Democrat Gerald Wilson. And in District 22, Republican Lola Sheldon Galloway won by 14 votes over Democrat Laura DeVere. In each race, the losing candidate requested the recount and posted a bond to pay for it. The Billings recount has been scheduled for December 4th. The Great Falls recount has yet to be scheduled. As it stands now, Republicans will hold a 58-42 majority in the House for the 2019 legislature. Westmoreland Coal, the owner of 3 coal mines in Montana and another in Wyoming, is asking a bankruptcy court for permission to pay big bonuses to 243 of its valued employees. In its filing this week, Westmoreland says the bonuses would total $1.5 million per quarter as the bankruptcy proceeds and would average $6,000 per employee with a maximum of $50,000 per quarter. In making its case, Westmoreland says, quote, "We cannot now afford to risk losing the valued employees whose continued employment is crucial to our ongoing restructuring efforts." The company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection last month as it deals with more than $1.4 billion in debt. Environmental groups and union miners are crying foul over the proposed bonuses to the company's top executives. Mike Scott with the Sierra Club's Beyond Coal campaign says none of the bonuses will go to those who need it the most.
It doesn't appear that any of these bonuses are going to miners. It seems to us that those are the people who really need to be supported right now, as coal in general is facing a pretty sharp decline in its market. So I mean, really just flat out what Westmoreland is doing right now is wrong.
The International Union of Operating Engineers, which represents approximately 300 miners at Colstrip, tells Q2 it's keeping a close eye on the company's bankruptcy, but has not yet decided if it will try to intervene. In Wyoming, the United Mine Workers, which represents union workers at the company's Kimmerer mine, has intervened in the bankruptcy over concerns that Westmoreland is using its bankruptcy to cut health care benefits for retirees. Elsewhere, Habitat for Humanity crews are hard at work in the Billings Heights working on house number 82. Habitat is only about 30 days into the project, which is the 5th of 8 homes in a cul-de-sac. Billings Habitat Executive Director Jim Woollyhand says they hope to have all 8 homes complete by next September. Woollyhand also says they're currently fundraising for a new housing subdivision located off Wicks Lane. That project will eventually include 21 homes. And wrapping up our news this Friday morning, creativity and Christmas caroling added to the celebration at an annual fundraiser in Billings tradition last night.
Joy to the world, the Savior reigns.
The Victorian carolers greeted people with Christmas music at the 33rd Annual Festival of Trees. 38 trees and other items went up for bid at the gala auction. The decorating theme for this year's festival is fairy tales. The festival helps fund about 1/3 of the budget for the Family Tree Center.
We provide support and education for families. Any family in the community can use our services. Every tree is unique every year. There's never been 2 trees alike. It's a great way to start the holiday season. It really puts you in the mood for the holidays, and it's beautiful. It's also bringing the community together. It's just a fabulous, fun, wonderful event.
And the next Festival of Trees event happens this afternoon with Tea in the Trees from 1 to 3, and you'll see me there. I'm excited to be invited back as this year's MC. Family Fun Night starts at 5 tonight, and public viewing happens all